UFC Vegas 107. These are going to be my full card predictions and breakdown, and I'm excited to get into this one, and I'm excited that UFC is finally back. As you know, last week there was no UFC, there was no PFL, and really there was nothing worth giving predictions on, in my opinion. So I'm excited to get into this card. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into the first fight of the night. So first fight of the night, we got Rayan dos Santos versus Alice Ardelean, and both of these girls, they're all right. Nothing like too impressive about either of them. Both of these girls coming off of 2 losses. We got Dos Santos coming off the loss against Puja Tumar and Talita Alencar. And then Ardelean is coming off the loss of Martinez. And she's coming off the loss against Shauna Bannon, where she lost the split. But I'll tell you guys right now, I'm going Dos Santos in this fight. I think Dos Santos is going to be able to control the pace of this one. I think she's going to be faster. I think she's going to be quicker than Ardelean in this fight. Ardelean, she's going to try to be using her grappling, using the wrestling, try to push Dos Santos up against the cage. But I just don't really see her being able to do that. I don't see her being able to out-muscle Dos Santos very well. I think Dos Santos is going to be able to land the cleaner shots. She's going to be able to, I would say, pick apart Alice on the feet. I think she's going to be able to bust her up, and I could see Dos Santos even getting a finish in this one. So I'm going to go Dos Santos to get the win here. I think she'll be able to piece up Alice in this fight. And the odds on this, we got Rayan dos Santos, Rayan Amanda, I didn't even know that was her name. She's a minus 285, and Ardelean is the plus 245 underdog. And I totally see Dos Santos getting it done here. Either it's a decision or a finish for Dos Santos. I think she'll be able to get it done against the Romanian Alice Ardelean. So, next fight of the night, we got Markel Mederos versus Bolagiocki. This one was one of those fights where you're going back and forth. You're like, oh, I could see this side, but I can also see this side. So, I can see both sides in this fight, but I'm going Oki to get the win. Markel Mederos, in his last fight, he went to the split decision with Austin Hubbard, where I wasn't too impressed with him. And then before that, he got the win against Landon Quinones. Bolagiocki, he's coming off the loss against Chris Duncan, where he got caught in the guillotine after he was doing pretty well on the feet, I would say. And before that, he got the win against Timmy Kawamba, Timmy Kawamba looked solid in his fight against Romero. So I wouldn't say that's a terrible split decision win for Oki. I think that's a good win for Oki. And Kawamba's no joke. I would say he's a solid fighter. Markel Mederos, that split decision win over Austin Hubbard, I'm not too impressed with. So I'm going to go Bolagiocki in this one. I think Mederos, he's got good striking. He's quick on his feet. He's lighter on his feet. I would say Bolagiocki, he tends to, he stays very flat-footed. He likes loading up heavy on his shots, trying to sit down on his punches and throw big overhands, big left hands, big right hands, and tries to knock out his opponents in every fight. Markel Mederos, he is lighter on his feet. I think he's going to be bouncing around much more than Bolagiocki, and I could even see him trying to use his grappling. But I don't think that's going to be enough for Mederos to win the fight, so I'm going to go Oki to get the win here. I think Oki's going to be able to touch up Mederos on the feet, and I could see him potentially knocking him out, but I'm going to go decision for Oki. I just think Mederos is going to be, I don't know, I think he might just be one step behind him this whole fight, and I don't really see Oki getting busted up too bad on the feet, and I don't see him really getting beat up in the grappling department like that, so I think Oki's the way to go. Oki, he's sitting at the minus 175 favorite, whereas Markel Mederos is the plus 150 underdog. And yeah, I like Oki to win this fight. I think he's going to be coming out ripping shots, throwing heavy punches, and I think he's going to be able to beat Markel Mederos. Next fight of the night, we got Andreas Gustafsson versus Trevin Giles. And right off rip, I'm going Gustafsson in this fight, but I am not impressed with Gustafsson at all. Gustafsson, he likes to use his Greco-Roman wrestling style. He'll literally just come in, grab you, hold you in the clinch, throw some pepper and shots, and try to drown you. And Trevin Giles, he's coming off of 3 losses in a row. He hasn't been looking too great in his last few fights. He's coming off the loss against Malott, which Malott's been looking very well, so I wouldn't say that's a terrible decision loss. But right before that, he lost to Carlos Prates. And before that, he lost to Gabriel Bonfim. So it's not like he lost to terrible matchups or terrible fighters. But I don't know. Trevin Giles, I would say he has the better boxing than Gustafsson, but Gustafsson's going to make this dirty. He's going to make this a dirty fight. He's just going to be clinching, and I can see him gassing out Trevin Giles. I don't think this is going to be a fast fight. I think this is going to be kind of like a slower third round. Trevin Giles might be winded. I think Gustafsson's style, very pressure-heavy, smother style, and he's going to smother Trevin Giles until Trevin Giles is gassed out. And I could potentially see Gustafsson getting a win by a finish, but I think I'm going to lean towards a decision win for Gustafsson. I think in the first round, we'll see Trevin Giles maybe landing decent shots, but Gustafsson overall, I think he's just going to get the better of him in the clinch. He's going to drown him, and I see him beating Trevin Giles in this one. The odds on this, we got Trevin Giles sitting at the plus 135. Andreas Gustafsson is sitting at the minus 155 favorite, and I see Gustafsson being able to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Jordan Leavitt versus Kurt Holobaugh, and I'm going Jordan Leavitt in this fight. I can see him potentially getting a submission. I'm gonna go submission win for Jordan Leavitt. Kurt Holobaugh, he's got all right striking. He likes to push the pace of his fights. He likes being on the front foot, and kind of keeping his opponents on the back foot. And I would say he's gonna have the advantage in the striking department. But Jordan Leavitt, I wouldn't say he's bad on the feet. I would say he's pretty solid on the feet. He's much more of a grappler, but I can't really see Kurt Holobaugh being able to knock him out on the feet. But I do see Jordan Leavitt being able to get this fight to the ground with ease, I would say. I think Leavitt's going to be the better grappler here, and I see Kurt Holobaugh being on his back in a matter of the first 2 minutes. I can't really see Leavitt wanting to mix it up too much on the feet with Kurt Holobaugh, because that's realistically Holobaugh's only shot to win is if he's able to knock out Jordan Leavitt on the feet. But I think Leavitt, he's going to be able to get it done. So the odds on here, we got Leavitt, he's sitting at the minus 180. Kurt Holobaugh, plus 155 underdog. And I can't see Kurt Holobaugh getting it done. He's 38 years old. He's going to be the much older fighter in this, journeyman. Jordan Leavitt gets the win. Next fight of the night, we got Alan Nascimento versus Jafel Filho. And this is going to be an interesting style matchup. Both of these guys, very good grapplers. Both got good jiu-jitsu. And I would say both of them are decent on the feet. I like Alan Nascimento's kicks on the feet. He's got very fast, explosive kicks. Jafel Filho, he throws explosive combinations at times. He throws very wide hooks that are fucking lightning speed. But in this fight, I'm going to go Alan Nascimento to get the win. Yes, he hasn't been too active in the last few years. His last fight was against Carlos Hernandez, which he was able to get the rear naked choke, where he looked very impressive. I liked how he looked in that fight. But it was 2 years ago. Jafel Filho, he fought a year ago against Ode Osborne, where he was able to sub him. And then before that, he beat Burras by arm triangle. So I would say both of these guys are jiu-jitsu specialists. So I don't really see neither of them really being able to submit each other. I would say this is going to be a decision. So I'm going to go Alan Nascimento to get the win by a decision in this one. But this is going to be a back-and-forth fight. I could see this being pretty close. But I don't know. I think Alan Nascimento is going to be able to get the better of Jafel Filho. And I can see him, I don't know, I could see him touching him on the feet, being able to mix in those kicks pretty well. So I'm going to go Alan Nascimento to get the win here. Alan Nascimento is sitting at the minus 160, whereas Filho is sitting at the plus 140 underdog. I just see Nascimento being able to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Zach Reese versus Dusko Todorović. And let's be real. Is anybody going to be picking Todorović in this fight? Absolutely not. I'm going Zach Reese to get the win. Todorović, come on, he hasn't been looking any bit impressive in his last few fights. He got the KO loss to Duncan, where his knee did get fucked up, but I think he was going to get knocked out in that fight if it would have continued. And then he also got the KO loss to Malik. I don't know. Todorović, he stands very straight up. He keeps that chin up high, leaves his hands kind of low. Zach Reese, he's got a lot of range. He's the taller fighter in this fight, and I think his striking is better. He throws fast kicks. He's got good straight punches. He's good at keeping the fight at range, using his range to his advantage. And I don't know. I can see him dusting Todorović in this fight. I see Zach Reese getting Zach Reese. I think he's gonna get the knockout win over Todorović. Zach Reese, yes, in his last fight, he got ground and pounded by Bakoyev, which I didn't really like to see that. But Bakoyev, I think he's a savage. So Zach Reese, up-and-coming prospect. He went to that decision win against Jose Medina. But, hey, Jose Medina, he's a tough motherfucker. But I think Zach Reese, he should be able to get the KO in this one. The odds, we got Zach Reese sitting at the minus 235 favorite. And Todorović is the plus 200 underdog. Zach Reese, if he doesn't get this win in this fight, I'm going to be disappointed, all right? He should totally be able to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Vieira versus Macy Chiasson. And Vieira, I would say, is going to be at the disadvantage on the feet in this one. All right, Macy Chiasson's got decent stand-up. But I wouldn't say Macy Chiasson's stand-up's going to be like, oh my God, Chiasson, she looks so good on the feet. No. I think Vieira is going to be able to stay on the feet fine with Macy Chiasson. But ultimately, I see Vieira being able to take down Macy Chiasson. I'm going Vieira to get this win by a decision. I don't know. I think she's going to be the stronger fighter in there. I think she's going to be the stronger girl. And I don't know. Macy Chiasson, she's looked pretty well in her last few fights. She's got 2 wins. In her last fight, she was able to beat Bueno Silva, where I wouldn't say she was dominating Silva in that fight, but she was able to cut her open and get the win by a stoppage. And then before that, she was able to get the win over Pane Kianzad, where she was able to sell her by rear naked choke. And then Vieira also fought Pane Kianzad, where she won by decision, where she pretty much dominated the entire fight. She was able to get the fight to the ground with ease. And I don't know. I think Vieira is going to be able to get it done in this fight against Macy Chiasson. So I'm going to go Vieira to get the win by a decision. I can see this fight being close. Obviously, it's a women's MMA fight, so realistically, it could go either freaking way. The odds on here, we got Vieira sitting at a minus 102, Macy Chiasson minus 118. So the lines are pretty much even. But I think Vieira is going to be able to get it done. And I like Vieira to get the win here. Next fight of the night. We got Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopes. And I'll tell you guys right now, Bruno Lopes, he's got heavy hands, solid striker. He's coming off of 2 KO wins. One was against Sajiniani. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. Or definitely not. Sajiniana. I don't know. But he was able to knock that guy out with ease, I would say, but that guy in the first round, he's gassing out. I think that win, I don't know if it's that impressive. I don't think Mikel on the Contender Series was that great. And then he's got the win over Gadzia Sulov, where he was able to win a decision in that fight. But I don't know. I'm not totally sold on Bruno Lopes, and I'm not entirely sold on Dustin Jacoby neither. He's been in the game for a while. But he's got some holes in his game for sure. He's coming off the win against Vitor Petrino, where he was able to clip him in that last round and get the KO win with that right hand. But before that, he got knocked out by Dominic Reyes, who is getting resurrected from the dead. So maybe you could say that's not a terrible loss. And then before that, he lost to Alonzo Menefield, which that's what kind of scares me in this one. I'm not too hype on Menefield. I think Menefield's kind of pretty mid in my opinion, and Jacoby lost to him. But in this fight, I think Dustin Jacoby's going to be able to get it done. I don't know. I think Jacoby's going to be able to mix it up well on the feet with Bruno Lopes. I don't know. I was going back and forth. Bruno Lopes got some heavy hands. He could put Dustin Jacoby on his ass quick. I'm going to go Dustin Jacoby. I don't know. Something's telling me go Dustin Jacoby in this one, so I'm going to go Dustin Jacoby to get the win. The odds, we got Jacoby sitting at the minus 185. Bruno Lopes is sitting at the plus 160 underdog. But, I don't know. Bruno Lopes, he's definitely got some heavy hands, so he could put Dustin Jacoby away, but I don't know. I think he's going to be able to get the decision win. I'm going to go Jacoby to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Brahimaj versus Billy Ray Goff. Brahimaj, come on. I'm not impressed by this guy one bit. His last fight, yes, he knocked out Mickey Gall, but Mickey Gall is he's terrible, all right? Mickey Gall is mid as shit. That's not that great of a win. Sure, you knocked out Mickey Gall, good for you, all right? Before that, he lost to Themba Gorimbo, where he absolutely got dominated. He was able to get taken down with ease, controlled. And then Billy Ray Goff is coming off that close decision loss to Trey Waters, where I thought he looked pretty well in that fight. He was pushing the pace, staying on the front foot. But in this fight, Billy Ray Goff, he's going to come out. He's going to be wanting to push the pace of Brahimaj. I think Brahimaj is going to be trying to get the takedowns and use his wrestling. But I don't know. I don't think his wrestling is going to be that great in this fight. I think Billy Ray Goff's going to be able to defend those takedowns. I'm going to go Billy Ray Goff to get the win here. I think he's going to drown Brahimaj. I think Brahimaj, by the end of the second round, is going to be gassed out. Because Billy Ray Goff, he's relentless. He comes with that pressure. He stays on that front foot. And he likes drowning his opponents. So I think Billy Ray Goff's going to be able to get the win here. I'm going Billy Ray Goff. The odds, we got Goff sitting at the minus 340. And Brahimaj is the plus 265 favorite. And obviously everybody hates Brahimaj. You know, he's not too impressive. And then next fight of the night, we're on the co-main. We got Mateusz Gamrot versus Ľ.t Klein. And I'll tell you guys right now, I was going slightly back and forth. Ľ.t Klein, I would say, is the better striker. He's got slick southpaw striking. He keeps the fight at range. He's pretty quick. He throws those 1-2s. And he's got some fast hands. Mateusz Gamrot, decent on the feet. I wouldn't say he's I would say Ľ.t Klein is definitely better on the feet in this one. But I don't know. Mateusz Gamrot, he's got some good wrestling. He's got good ground game, good top control. So, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Ľ.t Klein to get it done, though. I think Ľ.t Klein can get the win here. So, I'm going to lean Ľ.t Klein. But Mateusz Gamrot, you can't really sleep on the grappling of him. So, potentially, he might be able to get this fight down to the ground and dominate Ľ.t Klein. But I don't know. For some reason, I think Ľ.t Klein's going to be able to touch him up on the feet. I think he's going to be able to keep the fight at range, pick Mateusz Gamrot apart, and I think he's going to be able to stop the takedowns of Gamrot. Gamrot, he's coming off the close decision loss against Dan Hooker. And then Ľt Klein is coming off the win against Roosevelt Roberts, which I wouldn't say is that impressive of a win. And then before that, he fought Thiago Moises, who just got freaking absolutely chinned by Jared Gordon. But I don't know. I like Ľt Klein's style. I could totally see Mateusz Gamrot. I don't know. This is another one of those close fights. I don't know. I'm going to lean Ľt Klein. I don't know. Something's telling me Ľt Klein to get the win here. Gamrot, yes, he's got the grappling that could potentially be the difference maker in this fight. But I'm still going to go Ľt Klein. I think Ľt Klein, that southpaw style, he's got that good kickboxing stance, keeps the fight at range. And I don't know. I think he's going to be able to pick apart Mateusz Gamrot. So I'm going Ľt Klein to get the win. The odds on this, we got Ľt Klein is sitting at the plus 140 underdog, and Mateusz Gamrot is sitting at the minus 160. So this one, I think Ľt Klein gets it done. I like Ľt Klein to get the win here. Now on to the main event. We got Erin Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. And I'm going Erin Blanchfield to get the win. So Macy Barber, she's going to come out fast, all right? She tends to come out landing good punches in that first round. And I can see her doing that in this fight. I think in the first round, Macy Barber is going to find success. She's going to be able to push the pace of Erin Blanchfield. But at the same time, you look at Macy Barber, she's never been 5 rounds. And then Blanchfield, the last 2 fights, she's fought the 5-rounders, where one was against Manafaro and then Rose Namajunas in her last fight where she was able to get the decision win. So I think the conditioning aspect, I like Erin Blanchfield. I think she's going to have the better cardio. Macy Barber, I can see gassing out. I think by the 3rd round, even if Macy Barber had some success in the earlier rounds, I think Erin Blanchfield is going to start taking control of the fight by the end of the 2nd. And I see Blanchfield getting the win by a decision, I would say. Macy Barber, she's going to come to fight. She likes pushing the pace of the fights, but I don't know. She got the win over Caitlin Ceramino where she looked pretty solid. But even in that fight, she came out very fast in that 1st round. She had a lot of success, but she started slightly slowing down, I would say. I don't know. So I see her slowing down in this fight against Erin Blanchfield, and I see Erin Blanchfield being able to take over by the end of the 2nd round and up. So give me Erin Blanchfield to get the win by a unanimous decision. The odds, we got Blanchfield is sitting at the -240. Macy Barber is the +205 underdog. And I like Blanchfield to get the win here. So I'm going Blanchfield to get it done by a decision. So those are my full card predictions and breakdown for UFC Vegas 107. Erin Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. And let me know what you guys think of my predictions. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. And let's be real. What do you guys think of this card? The UFC takes a week off, and then this is what they bring us back with. This is a disgrace, in my opinion. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.